What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and today we are going to be talking about Blackout. Of course, the new game mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I've been playing it for basically 5 days straight, and at this point I wanted to talk to you guys about some changes that they have already made to the Blackout mode, and specifically talk about the future of Blackout as a game mode, the competitive side to it, the changes that they're going to be making to it, and of course the quests and challenges that will be coming at the full release of the game. But to start things out, we should start by talking about the few changes that they have made to Blackout over the past couple of days. So yesterday was actually a pretty big day for changes. The first big change that they made was to the collapse, aka the storm, whatever you want to call it. So what they did is they made it so it deals more damage to players. So to start out, when the storm is first collapsing, it's going to deal 2 damage per tick. So every second, your player is going to take 2 damage. And then every time the storm gets smaller after that, it's going to deal more damage and more damage and more damage until the final storm. Honestly, I think this was definitely needed because at the end of the game, the storm was still dealing 1 damage per tick. At that point, you could just flank the enemies through the storm, and it made the zone almost pointless at the end of the game. So I'm glad that they changed this one. After this, another thing that they changed was wingsuiting. So before, wingsuiting, you could basically jump out of the helicopter at any point and really get to anywhere on the map because you could pull up at high velocity. In other words, increase your altitude while you were going incredibly fast and make it to an area you wanted to go to. Now, at this point, you can no longer pull up and gain altitude at high speeds, and the other thing is pulling up from the dive now takes longer. So if you're diving straight down and you go to pull up, it takes longer, so you kind of have to adjust for that. For me, this was really odd to get used to at first, but now that I've played many games with it, it's there. I actually preferred it beforehand when you could just dive and get anywhere you wanted, but at the same time, I see why they would want to nerf that. So the things that they changed today, aside from just some general fixes, is the first thing was they reduced the spawn frequency of level 3 armor, the Vapor, and the Koshka. So the Vapor was an assault rifle, the Koshka is a sniper rifle, and level 3 armor. Personally, I'm a little upset about them nerfing the spawn rate of the Koshka. It was already kind of hard enough to find a sniper rifle. I really enjoy sniping in Blackout, so it was kind of upsetting to me that they nerfed that. I think the spawn frequency of level 3 armor is definitely good that they got rid of that, but we're going to talk about armor in a bit anyway, so stay tuned for that. And then the other thing that they did today is they increased the damage of the SG-12, which is the semi-automatic shotgun, and I think that's definitely needed as the shotguns were pretty much useless in Blackout. So those are the big major changes they've made over the past 2 days. So now that we're up to date on that, we can talk about a few other things, some things that they're planning on changing, and my predictions for the future of Blackout. But we need to start somewhere that I think is incredibly important for the game, and I think is the biggest issue for Blackout right now, and that is the armor. So for those of you who are on Twitter or on YouTube or watching people's videos, you probably know the biggest issue going on right now in Blackout is the armor. People are complaining it to no end, and I think there's definitely some big problems with armor, but at the same time, I also understand that in a Blackout mode, especially as this type of Battle Royale, armor or something along those lines needs to be in there because looting needs to give you an advantage. If you don't loot, you should be at a disadvantage at the end of the game. If you just land, sit there until the end of the game, you should be at a disadvantage compared to the players who run around, kill people, pick up loot, and get better things. So what Treyarch went and did the other day is they nerfed the level 2 and level 3 armor so that they were easier to break and you would deal more damage to the players using them. And I think that's great. I think that needed to be done, but I don't believe that the inherent problem with armor is that it gives someone too much health. The inherent problem with armor in Blackout is that it gives players who camp the bigger advantage. Now let me explain. So when you are playing Blackout you pick up armor, say I pick up some level 2 armor and then I find an enemy and I want to play aggressive, I want to get a lot of kills, I want to get their loot, and I go and attack that player, I kill them, but they get a couple of shots on me. All of a sudden that level 2 armor is broken and I don't have any armor. Also, at the same time, when I kill them, because I shot them, I not only killed them, but I broke their armor. So when I go and loot them, not only did I lose my armor, but I can't pick up their armor, which means because I played aggressive, because I got in a gunfight, because I was trying to get better loot, I'm all of a sudden at a disadvantage to a player who found level 3 armor, found a bathroom, closed the door, and is sitting there waiting for the endgame. I don't believe ever in a Battle Royale game, players who run around, loot, kill people, trying to get better things should be at a disadvantage compared to a player who found level 3 armor and a bathroom. So if we compare this to Fortnite, I know you're probably sick of me comparing Blackout to Fortnite, but just hear me out for a second. If you compare this to Fortnite, when you get in a gunfight with someone, even if they have more health and shield than you do, when you kill them, most of the time they may drop minis, they may drop big shields, even a chug jug. What this means is that for getting in a gunfight, you're rewarded with more armor and more health because they drop those things. Yes, I think the health system is pretty good in Blackout. The fact that you can pick up trauma kits, first aid kits, med kits from down players, that's fantastic. But inherently, the armor is what gives you the advantage over other players. And getting in gunfights, as of right now, is bad to winning games. Because, like I said, you lose your armor, and you can't pick up any off of dead bodies. How do you fix this? I don't really know. Maybe if you kill someone with level 3 armor, you get to pick up level 3 armor. But at that point, by the end of the game, everyone is just going to have level 3 armor, and that's a little too much. So what is the answer to this? I don't really know. You're going to have to let me know what you think down in the comments below, but in one way or another, I think the armor is going to have to be changed. I'm just not exactly sure how, and I wish I had a better answer for it. So now at this point, I think I've said enough about armor. I don't think I really need to say any much more, but let's move on to something a little more positive. Let's talk about the new characters that were added into Blackout today. So today in Blackout, new characters were added in, and it's all of the zombies characters. So as of right now, all of the characters are unlocked in Blackout. Now, as we know, once the game is officially out, all of these characters we have, so the Blackout characters, the zombie characters, the multiplayer characters are going to be locked. And the way we actually go about unlocking these characters is via what David Vonderhaar calls quests. In other words, challenges. So the reason why he calls them quests is because there's multiple parts to them. So for example, the first part of a quest maybe get 10 kills in Battle Royale. Once you do so, you then unlock Battery's quest, which is to win a game by getting a kill with the War Machine. And then when you do so, you unlock Battery as a character. And I think this is fantastic. I think that's an awesome way of unlocking characters, an awesome way of extending the playtime that people are going to play your game. But at the same time, I think they need to be careful with this, because I think it's also important that there be other challenges in multiplayer. I believe that there should be daily challenges, weekly challenges, similar to what they've done in previous multiplayers for Call of Duty. I think this is important because it gives people a reason to log in every day, every week, and gives them something to play for. Now the key is giving us something good to unlock based off of these challenges. So whether that be skins for the various characters, whether that be certain customizable opportunities for our own Blackout character, I think all of those are very important. But the key is to have multiple different challenges that change, update daily, weekly, maybe even monthly, and by completing them gives us something rewarding that everyone is going to want to get. As long as they do this, I think this is amazing. Because at this point, Treyarch has proven to us that they have made an amazing Battle Royale game. The gameplay is fluid, it plays awesome, it's a lot of fun, but now they need to start working on the things that are going to keep people playing. The challenges, the characters, the skins, the things that are going to grasp us, pull us in, and get us to keep playing. And I think they are. I don't think there's any question that those aren't going to be there. I just can't wait to see what they actually are. The other thing I think they need to work on outside of the gameplay is a competitive Blackout community. Now, I think they should come out and say pretty soon whether the competitive Blackout is going to be PC, PlayStation, or whatever it's going to be on. But I think they need to come out and let us know where that is going to be. The reason why I think this is so important is because we saw how much the competitive Fortnite tournaments did for the Fortnite game as a whole. It got people to watch the game, it got more people to play it, and I really think that's something Blackout could benefit from. If they build a competitive Blackout community with weekly tournaments or even monthly tournaments, I think that would be amazing for the community. And if they need players to play, I'm open. My schedule is free. I can get in there. I just thought I would throw that out there. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to touch on, and by far the most important thing in this video, the reason why I wanted to make this video being called the future of Blackout is because there, in my opinion, is one thing and one thing alone that Treyarch can do to keep Blackout building as a game mode and continue the success of it, because let me tell you, it's already successful. And that is support, support, support. Over the past week, they have been updating the game every single day, tweaking it, changing it, trying to make it perfect. This needs to continue once the game is actually released. At a minimum, there needs to be weekly updates, playlist changes, changes to the actual game itself to tweak and make the game actually perfect. On top of that, they need to add new content, whether that be new weapons, characters, areas on the map, and everything in between. Honestly, I hate to say it, but just like Fortnite does, that's what Blackout needs to do to compete with the other Battle Royale games. They need to keep adding content, keep adding challenges, evolving and becoming a new game as much as possible. Because that's what's going to keep people interested, that's what's going to help build a community around their game, and that is what's going to bring Blackout to the next level. Because as I said, everyone knows this game is already good. They just need to bring it to the next level. And who knows, maybe it could compete with Fortnite for the top game ever. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, it'd be very greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button. I'm sure since I gave so much of my opinion in this video, there's going to be lots of hate on it. So if you could hit that like button, it would be very much appreciated. Also, if you like what you see and want to stay up to date on all my videos, the best way to do so, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all my videos. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard.